be gentle with him. Yeah.
Really? Ask me to...
You can just step away for the moment.
Okay.
Minister first.
Yeah.
You can see how it's all done.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want? Where will I look? Just sort of right in the middle there.
Yeah, go through the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to just say my title first?
That would be fantastic.
Di Farmer, Minister for Employment and Small Business, Minister for Training and Skills Development.
Fantastic.
Okay. Right.
All good. Go for it.
I'm so pleased to be here today to announce $13.7 million in funding for our very successful Skilling Queenslanders for Work program. This is going to mean 81 projects across the state to give more than 2,000 unemployed people the skills and training they need to get a job. This is such an important program which we've been running since 2015, and as a result we have been able to give 34,000 people a job. This program has a 73% success rate in providing jobs and future training opportunities for unemployed people. And it's a pleasure to be here today at Barung, who've been awarded a Skilling Queenslanders for Work project, and they're very, very excited. I'm just going to hand over to Trevor to say what it means to them.
Thanks, Doug. Sorry. Yeah, so for us, we've already done 5 rounds of Skilling Queensland. Been really beneficial for Barung, but also beneficial for the trainees as well, I think. A number of them have gone on to work for us or study in the field. And from Barung's perspective, it's a chance to sort of engage more people in conservation. That's why we're here, to restore ecosystems. So the more people can get into it, the better.
Trevor, what sort of things are they doing when they come here?
So nursery work for one. So this is our production nursery here. We grow rainforest plants predominantly to restore the Blackwall Range and surrounds. They do field work, weed control, tree planting, everything involved in ecological restoration.
And you mentioned that some of them go on to work for you, but others, I guess, that looks pretty good on a resume if they were then going to go and maybe work somewhere else or apply for jobs in that field. Yeah,
absolutely. They get all the basic skills to go out and work in this field. Yeah.
And you've been part of this program for how long, did you say?
So we're currently doing our 5th round. They're about to finish. Each round is 6 months, or roughly 6 months.
So how many people do you think you've been able to skill up in that?
Well, we have about 10 people in each round. We've employed at least a dozen here in that time at Barung. So yeah, and as I said, others have gone on to study in the field as well. So
how crucial is having a grant like this to help you get people through the door and help with the finances and the books and actually putting people on?
Oh, it's huge for us. We're a not-for-profit, very small, and it's an incredible help for us. As well as obviously the people coming through. It's great.
Would you say this is life-changing to some of those people who come through?
I think so. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of people that come through that maybe are sort of searching for the next thing, or have a bit of an interest in conservation, but once they've been here and seen what we do and so on, they they want to take it further and get involved.
Top on the questions.
Thank you, Trevor.
No worries.
Can we get your last name and spell it for me, please?
P-I-T-T.
Oh, easy. That was easy. Thanks, Trevor.
No worries.
Thanks, Trevor.
That's
Well
all right.
done. Didn't he do a good job?
He did. Can you just talk us through a little bit more of this program? We've heard from Barung is one recipient, but what sort of other recipients will we have across the state?
There are so many different skills that are being picked up by these projects, anything from construction to hospitality, to tourism, to landscaping, horticulture. We've asked not-for-profit organisations right across the state to put programs to us which they think are going to give young people the skills they need to get a job. This program is one of the most successful skills programs in the country. 73% positive outcomes even after 12 months after doing the program. And that's what we need. We want to create more jobs and more opportunities for Queenslanders.
And that's a really important thing too, isn't it? Because you can get training, but if it doesn't lead to a job, that's a problem, isn't it? So, but you're saying that this program is not only training but also creating real jobs, helping people get real jobs.
It is so important that the training we provide is about where people are going to get jobs, or it actually trains people for the jobs that there will be in the future. So with all of our programs, we're not just ticking them off, we're saying, are we funding a program that is actually going to get people into jobs? We know that's a big challenge in the COVID economy, and so we are extra vigilant about making sure we're getting these results. So 73% for Skilling Queenslanders for Work is one of the best programs in the country.
You mentioned there COVID. Are these programs important in so far as timing because of COVID, because of the disruption that people have had to their working lives, and they may be looking for different is the timing of this with the times that we're going through?
We are facing, obviously, some really complex and very different challenges in the COVID economy, and I've just been travelling around the state on our small business roadshow, and 13 locations so far. We've probably talked to 1,500 small businesses, and getting workers with the right skills is absolutely up there as the number one issue that is being raised. So providing a program like this, where we know in local communities there are jobs, so where there might be a need for jobs in one community, they might be different sorts of jobs in another community. And so we know that we are actually meeting the really specific needs of those local communities. In Cairns, they need people who've got hospitality training. In other places, they need people with construction training. And now more than ever, there are people who have had to transition from their old jobs and haven't been able to find new ones. And this gives a real opportunity to those people who've been unemployed.
From the employer's side, do you think that that's giving employers and businesses the confidence to move forward after through the COVID time?
Absolutely, businesses are saying to us it has been the number one issue raised with me as I have travelled across the state. The number one issue is being able to get workers who are skilled with the skills that they need for their businesses. Number one issue.
You mentioned young people before, but is this also for people who might be reskilling, or are you just finding young people tend to be the ones applying? Is it for all ages?
It's for the program is for all ages. It's for the unemployed and the underemployed, and we know that there are particular population groups that are a little bit more vulnerable than others. So the program really takes care to make sure that we're giving that extra boost to those vulnerable groups.
You mentioned the program's kind of really trying to future-proof these employees. But how do you go about selecting places like here at Barung to be those organisations that you wanted these future employees to come to?
And I may even get Trevor to look at how, to look at the criteria that they use. The organisations generally, they're going to want to know that the people that they choose, and I can say this from having spoken to a number of organisations who actually made those choices for these projects, that they want to know that the people who are applying, the people they're taking on, the people they're putting quite a bit of time and energy into, are going to actually stay the course, that they actually want to do it, they want to commit to the training, and they want a job at the end of that training. And then depending on what the subject area is, if it's horticulture or construction, they'll be looking for specific specific skill sets and aptitudes, but they want to know that those people are interested in doing that work.
I've got a couple of questions for Toowoomba, please. The first one is the Shadow Minister for Small Business was in Toowoomba today saying the state government needs to bring the Back to Work program to Toowoomba. Is there a reason they don't have it there?
The Back to Work program is focused on regional Queensland, and Toowoomba has always been included. In fact, for the purposes of just about every government program, in fact, probably 100% of government programs is an SEQ council area. We have a number of other programs running in Toowoomba, and I was just in Toowoomba last week speaking to over 100 small businesses there at Small Business Roadshow, and the issues that they are raising are certainly about training programs. They want one-on-one support for small business. They're saying to me they want skilled workers, and we have Skilling Queenslanders for Work projects actually running in Toowoomba. The number one issue that was raised in Toowoomba was having a skilled workforce. So having programs like Skilling Queenslanders for Work there is incredibly important to those communities.
And the second one, what is the state government doing to tackle youth employment in Toowoomba?
Skilling Queenslanders for Work is the absolutely best example that I can give you about how to tackle youth unemployment. Although this program caters for a whole range of under or unemployed people, it has a focus on young people, and we know that people who do this program, there is a 73% chance that they will get a job or that they will go on to further training. In addition, in Toowoomba, we fund the Regional Jobs Committee, and can I just praise them for the work that they are doing to focus on what locally they can do and we can do together to target youth unemployment. So we need to put the programs in place in Toowoomba and in any other area to make sure that people are going to get jobs at the end of it. It's why we do free TAFE for under 25s. It's why we do Job Trainer. It's why we do Skilling Queenslanders for Work. We're funding the programs that are going to result in jobs for the people taking part.
Can I just get one more? You mentioned there that you were talking to lots of businesses across the state. What's their general outlook? Are they optimistic, pessimistic, unsure? Do you get a sense of how they feel at the moment? You know, there's a new year. What are they feeling?
After talking to nearly 1,500 jobs through our Small Business Roadshow in the last few weeks, I can say that there are probably three major groups. There's a group of businesses who are doing exceptionally well. They say to me they are going gangbusters, they are going the best they've ever been, and they don't want to just survive, they want to thrive. There are some people who are just going okay, but they need support to make sure that they're dealing with the challenges of COVID, and it's very uncertain times. And then there are businesses who are absolutely terrified about JobKeeper ceasing at the end of March, and they simply do not know how they will survive, which is why the Premier, why this government has called on Scott Morrison to provide targeted support for those industries who are really struggling and may not survive if JobKeeper is ceased. Tourism is one of them, but there are others as well, and those businesses are crying out for support, and we cannot speak strongly enough in urging Scott Morrison to consider targeted support for those industries in need.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you
All
very
good?
much.
Okay. Thanks,
Just get a
guys.
couple of cutaways if you
Yeah.
Trevor would like to go down the end there.
Yeah.
We got Jason.
Oh, hey, Jason, how you going?
Jump in there, Jason.
Yeah.
Do a little zip.
Good.
Oh, there you go.
Step on up. Do we need to lift these or are we good?